afternoon. I'm so glad to see you again. Today, I have something very special that I would like to share with you. Well, maybe not share necessarily, but I'm going to install a lace front wig on you. It's going to be this nice beachy blonde ombre. Goes from that nice darker ash to more sun bleached. I don't know. A little bit lighter towards the bottom. It's very demure, very cute. Lace front will help to hide that seam right at the top, and it's parted in the center, so it'll blend in a little bit. And I'll show you how to install it, wear it regularly, maintain it, and to hide that seam. So, and if you don't like the length, or if you don't like how this tapers, you can also cut it to your preference. It's heat resistant. Excuse me. It's heat resistant, so if you want to style it with rollers or iron, you can. I'd like to get a little bit close, take a look at your scalp, kind of tame your hair down a little bit so that we don't have any lumps or bumps, but I also want to make sure that your skin, you don't have anything that's going to be negatively affected or reacted from the wig cap and the grip. So I'm just going to check for some lumps and bumps. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. I'm going to get a little bit close. Is that okay? By is there any tender spots on your scalp, anything like that that you've noticed over the last couple days or weeks, anything like that? No, that's good. Yeah, everything feels pretty uneventful. Let's first start by brushing the hair straight back. We have a wax stick where we can help to tame it down so that we don't get frizzies, especially here, like in the front. And it smells fantastic. We'll use that as well as tie the hair back, what we do have, kind of smush it down, and then use a wig cap to kind of make it all pretty symmetrical. Does that sound okay? Okay. I'm going to start just by brushing your hair then, okay? Gonna use a little bit of that wax. Just tame it down a little bit to get the little fuzzies. Tamed down. It's not a very heavy product, it's just enough to keep things into position. Okay. Just a little bit towards the back here. Okay. Kind of tuck the hair in behind your ears here. Okay. Gonna take just a little bit of the wax on my fingertips. Yeah, it's a hot summer here. It's a little bit warm, isn't it? Are you comfortable enough? Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a wig cap on. This kind of tightens everything down a little bit. Oh, there's two in there. Look at that. Okay. And I'm going to do this really overdone, and then we'll pull it back. So you might have this go. Seems a bit odd. Turn around to the back. Just kind of tuck in your hair on the other side towards the back. Okay, let's do the same on this side. I think we got all the hair. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just line it up where your natural hairline is, just a little bit further back actually. Okay. I think we got everything nice and tucked away. Just gonna pull up and tighten it. There we go. And because this is only the lace front here, we're going to use a gripping band. This being a velvet, it's going to help prevent slippage. So let's start by just wrap it around. Is that too tight? Does that look good? Alright. Does that feel like it's not too hot, not too tight, loose, anything like that? You try to shift it around a little bit. Let me know what you think. You think that feels comfortable enough to wear for a little bit? Yeah, it's really soft material, so hopefully it'll just kind of disappear, right? Okay. So now I'm going to take a cloth and just clear the skin right here before the hairline. Make sure that the skin's nice and clean so that when we use any of the adhesives that, you know, we don't have any oils or anything that's going to help repel that, okay? Mostly here in the front, because that's where the lace is. Let that dry for a moment. I'm going to spray the wig while it is sitting on the mannequin so that kind of tames the frizzies a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty well and dry. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get this on your head. And it's got some bands on the inside, so if it's too loose, too tight, we can adjust. Yeah, we're going to put it on pretty far forward. Take some very small scissors and just stir by. That kind of gives it a more randomized, that gives it a little bit more of a randomized cut. It's not just straight across. And then we'll get it a little bit more situated. So I'm going to go ahead and feel around the back. I want to see if it's tight enough. So I'm just going to reach around the back. We have our straps here. Okay. Does that feel too loose, too tight? Just going to stretch it down. gotten some of that a little bit more adjusted. I'm just going to trim up that lace a little bit. And now, without tugging on it too much, how does it feel? How does it sit if you were to run your hands over it? Does it feel like it's too far forward, too far backward, too tight, anything like that? You don't wear them very often, so it's difficult to know. I get it. Okay. Let's just go ahead and lean back just a little bit here, get comfortable. Tilt your head back. See whether or not you have any kind of pull, if it's the pull in there. Okay, everything seems to be staying in place. Cool. So with the glue is going to be very thick. Little itty bitty bits. And we're just going to put them right where the lace meets the skin. So just a little dot here. It's a very small lace section. Just a little bit here, here. And I'm going to go into the side right where the band is here, because I know that when there's a lot of hair here, so this is heavy. We want to make sure it has more than just this one front here. And the gripping band will definitely help it stay in place as well. But just by your temples and a little bit by your ear. Let's make sure it stays. Okay. And I'm going to melt that in. It's a weird way of phrasing it, but I'm going to put this band around, make sure that it sits on that seam. Dry, sink in nicely to the skin. And while that is waiting for it to stay placed, I'm going to use a little bit of an anti-frizzy to keep it all nice and flat. Just pat it down a little bit. Now I do see that this part right here is pretty thick here on the side. Do you want me to see if we can thin that up a little bit so that's not so much of it is right here in the front? Okay. Yeah, we can do that just a little bit, make it a little thinner. It's kind of loose and all over the place there. Okay. And pull the band up just a little bit here. Let's see how. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, go ahead and take the band off. Now the next bit is to blend in that seam a little bit more effectively. We can do that with cosmetics. Also, if we were to take some of the little front ones and bring them forward like this, we could probably disguise that a little bit more subtly. I'll just use my little eyebrow scissors. Is that okay? I'm gonna use this nice little precision comb. Take a little bit of that wax. Just kind of comb it down. So a little bit of those fuzzies. I think the best part about that is how nice it smells. It smells like rose water or something, rose hips. Okay. Now another trick that we can sometimes do is to soften that with a bronzer or even just a powder, concealer. You can do a couple of different things. I've found that a bronzer or like a darker skin tone color, the contour, you can do it with contour. So I'm just going to take something a little bit to blend it in here, just kind of disguise it. Just kind of blend it in there a little bit. Especially right there where the lace is, where we want to hide it. I'm going to use just a little bit more glue in that area on the brush because I want that lace to really just kind of disappear into the skin, at least the coloration. So kind of press it in. The nice thing about this is once you have the lace cut to the shape of your face and you get familiar with how to put it on fairly quickly, tame the hairs that would normally like peek out the sides. It becomes one of those things that you can just put your hair back, put it on your head, secure it, and style it. You can wash it. Those adhesives, this adhesive, there's also a glue remover. The glue remover will break that down, and then you can just wash the wig with normal shampoo and start all over again with styling if you wish. But let's trim up the sides here, make it a little bit more fitting. You want it a little bit thinner. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Looks beautiful. Looks great. Yeah, it'll shed a little bit when they're new. They do have that little bit of shedding where some of the ones that aren't, some of the hairs that aren't in there tightly or well adhered. I know that can happen sometimes too. You look gorgeous. Do you want to put it up or style it in any way? Anything like that? We could pull part of this back, leaving it a little bit more down the front here. Okay. Or we can take segments back here, wrap it around kind of like a half ponytail. Yeah, that would keep the edges okay. You want to keep it down? Okay. Go ahead and make the band a little bit tighter there so that we don't get anything. Is that too tight? No, feels good there. Okay. Alright. You look lovely, my dear. You look beautiful as an ashy blonde with that nice beachy waves. Yeah, we'll have more of that come in the next couple of weeks. So if you want some additional style options, colors, lengths, anything like that, we have more that are arriving. So feel free to stop in or give me a text. I'll see if we can get you back in, get you a couple more varieties. Alright, lovely. I hope that you have a great afternoon, and we'll hopefully see each other soon. It's good seeing you.